What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we are looking at the brand new Jakks specific Sonic the Hedgehog Death Egg playset. So we got another new Sonic playset, except this one is part of the main line instead of the Sonic Prime lineup. But this one is quite interesting because it's based off of the game Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2. It's the final boss fight named Egg Heart is what I've been told, because I've never played this game. I actually skipped out on this one. And I'm gonna be honest, when this thing was first revealed, I was pretty mixed on it because it wasn't the exact Death Egg I was expecting. I thought it was going to be based off of like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or 3 instead, but who knows? I could end up changing my mind once I take this out of the packaging. So let's go over that. So the front of it is really the render of how the playset looks. So we got Sonic and then Eggman right there, and then we got like another angle of the Death Egg right here, and then that's the 2.5-inch Sonic figure getting here. But to the side we just got Sonic, the logo, and then the name of the the playset right there. Then it says like explodes, and then it says hit 2 to 3 times to defeat Eggman right there. So that's like a function that's for the playset. But at the top we just got the logo, the bottom right here. And then on this side, you can see we got a shot of the playset, and then we got another shot right here. And then here is the other side right here, which really just shows Sonic right there. And then coming all the way to the back, we can see some shots of the set again. And then you got like some measurements over here. It says over 12 inches tall. And then that's the rest of the bottom right there. So yeah, that's pretty much the packaging right there, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this out of the box and take a closer look. Alright, so here's the entire playset out of the packaging. Now just remember, this is only just the front side, so when you turn it around, that's where you basically reveal the other side of the playset, really, or I guess the main playset, really. But the front side is really just the Death Egg itself, and it is also a large playset as well. It does have a size to it. So let me actually compare it to just the classic Death Egg robot itself. Now remember, the box did say this was 12 inches tall, so this is how it looks next to the Death Egg robot. If you want to compare that, I know it's kind of odd because this is supposed to be based off of Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but I mean, if you want to have fun with that and compare it, pretend like this is the classic one or whatever, you can do that. But that is how these two look next to each other. So let me just get this guy out of there. Now here's what's weird though. I'm actually gonna leave this right here, but I tried to find an image of the Death Egg from the game, because remember, like I said, I didn't play the game, but I tried to find an image of just to make sure everything was accurate to how it is. The only image I could find was this image, but the Death Egg is purple though. So is there another part in the game where the Death Egg looks like this? But again, I've never played the game, so if you guys did, you guys can tell me. So yeah, we have that. Now I will say the sculpt on this thing is pretty nice. So there is some details around. You can see it all around the Death Egg. These right here are actually sculpted in. I think it actually looks pretty nice. They captured the the Eggman look of how the Death Egg really looks here. I think they captured that pretty good, and I think a lot of people that are gonna get this playset, they're probably mainly just gonna display it just like this because of how cool this is. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Let me actually put the camera a little bit down. But as you can see, you got the stand right here. Now as we turn it all the way around, this is of course how the playset is, and I'm gonna be honest, it is plain on the inside because there's nothing else going on. There's no paint or whatever or any stickers going on there. It's just very, very plain. But this is really how the playset is. It's just kind of half like this, and that's why I was a little mixed on this, because again, I wasn't expecting this. I thought it was gonna be like this. It was gonna be the shape of the Death Egg, but it was you were gonna be able to open it and then it was going to be the playset inside or whatever, so it was going to have like some platforms. But this I wasn't really expecting. I guess it would have been cool if they had like a slider where you can like slide it open and then it reveals this, and then if you want to reveal the whole entire death egg, you can just slide it back, close it up, and you know, now you'll have the whole shape of the death egg. I think that actually would have been cool if they went with that. But yeah, it is just gonna be like wide open like this. So yeah, so this is the playset. So you can move this, but it seems like, you know, you're only going to be able to move it not all the way around, which I thought you were going to be able to. But it makes sense because where the egg heart is, there is a pole right here that's kind of like, you know, holding it up. So that is, you know, that's hindering that. So yeah, you can really just move this. You can't actually move this. You can't move this at all, which I think I thought you were going to be able to do that, but you can't actually move the death egg itself. You can only just turn it, you know, by yourself, because it's only like this to the front. But let's actually show off the Sonic figure. I do apologize for like the weird angle because you know, I'm trying to show the whole thing. But here's the new 2.5-inch Sonic figure. So I have him in this stand because he can't really stand on his own. He has to have, you know, like this stand, or if you have another stand to help him support. But I do have him here. I could just take him off if I wanted to, but it's a little tedious trying to put this on him. But it's really just Sonic in like this running position, and it does have articulation. It's really just on the head and then the arms, so you can get a swivel from the head, and then the arms you can just move up and down. And that's pretty much that. You know, it's just a really basic Sonic figure. Obviously I'm just going to keep him in this position, but you can also just, you know, kind of have him like this if you want, or have him doing, you know, some other pose. But that's pretty much that. You can't really move the legs. There's no swivel with the, you know, like the feet or anything. No swivel with the hands either. It's really just a running Sonic figure. So we have that. So let me put him back, you know, in the track right here. Can I take this? I can't take this off. So here's the egg heart. I want to just show this up close for you guys. But this is how, you know, this whole thing looks, which I think looks pretty nice, you know. And then let me take the Eggman out of there, but you can have him just for the Eggmobile itself if you want to do that. So that's nice, you know. You got like a modern Eggmobile right here. I think the sculpt on this Eggman looks pretty nice, even though I feel like the arms look a little too big on him, but I don't know, it's pretty nice. You can't take him out. This isn't really a figure or anything, so he is in there. If you guys want to see a comparison, like for the sculpt, here is with like the 2.5-inch Eggman figure. You can kind of see how that is. And then here is the classic Robotnik, or well, the classic Eggmobile, but also a comparison with the Robotnik figure. So you can see. I actually almost forgot. Hold on, let me actually put Eggman back in the egg heart right here, and then let me put him back right here again, right? And I actually completely forgot, because when we did that comparison I was supposed to do this too. But if you want to see how this Sonic looks with the regular 2.5-inch Sonic figure, there you go. So yeah, difference with like the head sculpt right there. Alright, now let's talk about putting this thing together. So I have been told that, you know, while trying to build this thing, it is going to be a bit of a hassle, and it definitely was. I was struggling with some parts. I feel like almost anything I was doing was I was really struggling with, and it's also because like the instructions, they were like all over the place. I couldn't really tell where to start. It seemed like, you know, wherever you had to start out, it was just really all over the place. And I think the weird thing is, for me, is so the death egg right here, these are two separate pieces. There's the top part and then there's the bottom, and you connect these, but this is of course connecting to this thing, and this whole part right here, the stand, this is all in one piece. Of course you're putting this pole, connecting that to this thing, and then these two things you're connecting together. And then there's two I can't really show it because they're already on the rails, but there's one right here. If I can actually put this up and zoom in right there. But where Sonic is, there is like a, I can move him, but this rail right here, as you can see that I just turned, that's a separate piece that you're adding on. And then there's one like up top that's already like connected right here. So those are like the pieces that you're adding on here. I think for me the difficult part was adding this piece, because I think what I did was I added this piece after I built everything, but you actually have to add this in before you do that. It's a little hard to explain, but once you build it, you have to like have this stuff in, and then you're adding this bottom piece first, then you're adding these on top of that, and then you add this piece while you're holding this button, and then you're putting that on there. It's like all over the place, but I finally got it through. There's no stickers, there's no sounds, so you don't really have to worry about any batteries. Like these right here are stickers, they were already there. And yeah, there's literally nothing else. So that's that. Now, while I was messing around with this set, you know, I was like trying to figure out how do you move Sonic, because I'm like, okay, this actually has potential, because I like how Sonic can move around these tracks. I like how you can actually like, you know, switch this around, so it gives it the illusion that like when Sonic's going up, the tracks will switch and then he'll go this way, right? So I'm like, okay, now this is actually really cool. You got the button right here to, of course, hit Eggman to have him explode, right? So now that I got that, I'm like, all right, cool. Now how do I move the Sonic figure? And that's where I was looking like an idiot, because it seems like the only button is this button, but this is only just moving this, because once you do that, that just hits the pressure point for the egg heart, and then Eggman, he explodes, right? So let me actually just put this all together. But I'm thinking like, all right, so how do I move Sonic, you know, on these rails, and how do I, like, where's the button to move him, and then where is it to switch the rails? Well, unfortunately, the only way to move Sonic is they actually expect you to just do this. I'm assuming, and then you just gotta try to hit Eggman while Sonic is sliding. So you're moving him by yourself, and then you're changing these rails, I guess, which there's really no point of doing that, you know, like up here and everything. And then like I said, you can't move this, and then that hinders that. But that's pretty much that. There's only one button, and that just does that to have Sonic hit the egg heart, and that's about it. There's no button to have Sonic roam around, or nothing that changes you know, changes the lanes for the rails right here. I don't even know if these are rails, they're probably just like platform, really. But that's pretty much that. So it's like, so how do they expect you to work that? Like, am I really just doing that? Because it's so weird, because a playset like this, it does seem like, you know, it just seems like there's something that would have Sonic go all the way around like instantly while you're pressing this button, and then there will be like another button to, you know, switch the rails, or maybe it can just switch on its own. But you know, that would require batteries, so that would make sense. But it's like there's no like momentum for Sonic. There's nothing that pushes Sonic like it feels like a Hot Wheels thing. The only momentum you have is you just have to put him up here, and then you just have to try to hit the pressure point while he's doing that, you know. And I think that's probably what's underwhelming about this set, is that like it's not really a playset if there's nothing that's functioning. If there's nothing moving, if there's nothing turning here, like it's I don't know, it just seems kind of cheap in my opinion, because that's all you're doing. So you just have to, like, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much the review of the Death Egg playset. That's all Yeah, that's all there is to it. I do see the vision on what they were trying to do with this set, but to me, it seems like it wasn't even finished, like as if they ran out of time to do more stuff for this set. And that's probably why I think there's a huge letdown, because there's only a little bit that you can do here. And keep in mind, this thing costs $40, and that's the exact same price as the Sonic Prime and the Bowser playset that I reviewed recently. And those sets actually had a lot more going on with them, especially the Bowser one. That one is still my favorite one. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say this is worth it. I'd get it whenever it goes on sale. The scope on the Death Egg is pretty great, but everything else is just whatever to me personally. But if you guys want to pick this up, it is available at Target. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the review. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends.